The funding for this video is provided by the amazing members of my Patreon. Also contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. Yeah, I started from PBS Kids. What you gonna do? Fight me? Anyway, roll the video.
It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean. It's my scene, you know what
Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. Hi, hello, how are you guys doing? My name is Harriyanna and welcome back to the pirate ship, also known as Harryhook's pirate ship. I am the captain, you are not my first mate. I don't got no first mate because you want to know why? Bring your ear closer to the speaker so you can hear me clearly. Nobody's worthy of being the first mate, but hi, hello, how are you guys doing? My name is Harriyanna and I like to make content based off nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues that I find within those spaces. Now, for those of you who are not new to my channel, you're wondering what's going on. Why is it set up like this? As you guys know, if you follow me on like my other stuff, you guys know I've been in the process of making a webcomic. It's basically I'm turning my novella into a webcomic, and you guys know I have been struggling really badly with eczema over the last like few months, and it's just getting kind of bad, and I haven't really been confident getting on camera and whatnot. And it's just like a lot of health issues I'm having. It's not great. So it's just kind of, I feel more comfortable doing with voiceovers, but doing straight up voiceover editing just takes so long for me, and it's just not great. And I was like, wait, you can just record a time lapse of you drawing and then edit over that. So yeah, I like to watch videos like this, so expect to see more of these from me. These are really going to be my shorter commentary videos that are going to be like this. You know, my long form ones, the ones that are like 40 minutes and more, those are most likely going to be me face cam, or it's just going to be full on voiceover with me editing all of that. But let's go ahead and get to today's subject matter. By the way, please be nice. I'm still a beginner when it comes to digital art. That's why you guys see me tracing. I'm tracing over my own art. That is traditional art. I'm tracing over my stuff. I am not tracing over anyone else's work. That is mine. My art style is heavily inspired by panty and stocking. Okay, let's get into it. Now today I just got this idea because I randomly remembered that video I made about Austin and Ally back in 2020, where I was talking about Austin and Ally is a bad show. And I see that Austin and Ally is like a trending topic again, mainly because everyone is just like Googling over Ross Lynch. I get it, he's hot. I understand. Like, I had a big crush on Ross Lynch when I was a kid. I still kind of have a crush on him now as an adult. Like, he's a very attractive man and he's very talented. But it just made me think back to that video, and I was just like, I want to talk about Austin and Ally again because I didn't really go into detail about why the show was just so fucking awful. Like, it's actually terrible. It's like trash, but it's like good trash. Like, it's terrible, but I can't look away. And I've always had these issues with the show, and I remember a whole bunch of them Austin and Ally fan fictions that I read back in the day where they rewrote so much of the series because the show just couldn't get it right. And that's what we're gonna do today. Today we are gonna sit here and give Austin and Ally a rewrite. Now the first thing we're gonna bring up when it comes to this rewrite is the setting. Austin and Ally takes place in Miami, Florida. And if you guys have been to Miami before, I'm pretty sure you're aware of what Miami looks like. Miami is not lily white as Austin and Ally tried to make it. Okay? So either two solutions to this problem right here. Either one, we change the setting to somewhere in like, you know, Wisconsin. Or we change up the cast. We need to change up the cast. If this is going to be a series set in Miami. Plenty of times when we saw other people within the series, we saw a lot of white Latinas that would come in and out. And then light-skinned black people. It wasn't very much diversity. It was not giving. Because when you look at the setting, because the show took place in a mall. Like, that was like the main setting. And then they went to school. And you look at the backgrounds and you're just like, where's the color? Like, where is it? where exactly is it? Miami does not look like that. And this isn't just an Austin and LA problem. This is just a problem that Disney Channel has in general. Anytime they pick a location for a place in America specifically, I'm not sure if they've done Disney shows in other countries before, or like made up countries like Oregon with Descendants. But anytime they do a setting where it's a lot of black people, because I remember they did this with Girl Meets World too, and it was in New York. It's not giving. That's not accurate. That's not what it looks like. I feel like the people behind these shows need to do more accurate representation of what they're doing and what their settings are gonna be in. As Jesse was, Jesse is a hot mess, y'all, for numerous reasons. Y'all want me to rewrite Jesse? Because I will. But Jesse, that show had a lot of issues, but at least it looked a bit realistic to New York setting. Sometimes it got a little too white, but plenty of times I'd say that was a bit about accurate representation. Austin and Ellie should have had more people of color in the show, not just people of color in the background, but I think the main characters should have been people of color just as well. I'd say one of them could have stayed white, but the rest of them, they should have been, Latinas, a Latino. A lot of Latino people live in Miami, and they really could have done a lot better with that. Like, yeah, we had Trish, who was played by Renee Rodriguez, but she was the only main character of color, and that it was very off-putting. And by the way, they shouldn't have had like some darker skinned Latinos too, have some Afro Latinos. It just was not getting. Now, moving on from the setting and the characters, this is just a problem with the show that I have had. This is honestly what made me fall out with the series to begin with. Like, I kept watching the shit, but like when this arc happened, I was not. I didn't like it. And this was when Allie started to get over her stage fright. Mind you, Allie Dawson is a character that I've always just found really annoying. And her like being like so insecure about herself is why I didn't really like her all that much. But it was kind of irritating because when she did get over her stage fright, she was still like very insecure. That wasn't like the solution to her problems. I felt like they really rushed Allie's stage fright arc too fast. And that's the problem with a lot of Austin and Ally, is that I feel like so much of it was rushed too fast. We're gonna get into Austin's storyline being rushed later on, but Ally's entire thing with her having stage fright, I thought it just happened entirely too quick. I also really wasn't feeling the fact that she ended up having a music career too. Like, yeah, Ally is talented. She can write songs, she can sing, but I never got the sense from her that she wanted to be famous. Like, it felt like Ally only wanted to be famous because Austin was famous and she wanted to be with him, which is another problem with the show that we're going to get into. But I personally did not like that decision that this show made with her, like getting over it just way too quickly. It just felt extremely rushed. And to think about it, it's like Austin and Ally went on for 4 seasons. She got over her stage fright, I'm pretty sure, in the first third of like season 2. I don't know. It happened too soon for my liking. And it was weird because her style like changed up too out of nowhere in season 2. Like season 1, she was more of like a floral kind of giving farm girl kind of vibes. That was like the outfit she was giving. And then season 2 switched and she's like super duper glammed up in this and that and the third. And I was just like, huh. I just felt like they were rushing her getting her confidence a little too soon with her getting over her stage fright and this and that and the third. I think the main reason why they had Ally get over her stage fright so fast that they wanted her ass to sing. Because, Disney Channel is all about making them artists sing. They were like, hey, we need her to get over her stage fright so she can sing and, release songs and shit like that. Because I'm pretty sure Laura Morano is the American... She does the American version of the Miraculous Ladybug theme song. Like, I'm pretty sure that's her that I hear every time I watch seasons 1 through 3 for that series. But Ally's stage fright, it just happened too quickly. I didn't really like the evolution of her character just going so quickly. Moving on, we need to get into Trish. This was an issue with the show that I always really had. I did not like Trish's character, and I was very open about that just as well. Like, she was a bitch. I couldn't stand it. She was straight up awful. I did not like her. She was annoying. Kudos to Rainy Rodriguez for playing such a horrible character. We love Rainy Rodriguez over here. She's queen. But this shit was. I didn't like Trish. She had the worst writing, I think, out of the four of them. Because while I did get to see some type of character development with Austin and Allie, as they are the main characters, Dez was pretty okay. I never really had a problem with Dez's character. He could be a little too stupid for my liking, but that's all kids shows have that problem in general. But Trish is just one of those characters I didn't really see grow at all. Her entire character just needs a rewrite. She was just basically like the spicy Latina trope. That's her. Literally, y'all know how Maddie Perez is in Euphoria? That's literally how Trish was. She was mean, nasty, didn't give a fuck about nobody's feelings but herself. And one main thing about Trish that I didn't like with the show is that while she never learned from like her actions, like the entire thing when she was getting bullied, and you thought she would have been nicer after getting bullied, she wasn't. She went back to being a fucking bitch. I really didn't like the fact that Trish got fired in every episode. Like, it was a bit disturbing. I didn't like that. It was like a running gag and this and that and the third. And it would have been fine if, like I said, this entire show of Austin and Ally, if the cast was just full of Latinos like Trish and not just, lighter skinned ones, like different ranges and all that. It would have been different if that was Trish's storyline and the rest of them were people of color. But she wasn't. She was the only person of color in the main cast. She couldn't keep a job. She was rude as hell, nasty as fuck to everyone. Like, Trish was an awful character. And it just got really frustrating so much because sometimes the stuff that Trish would say would be borderline offensive. Like, the people in the writer's room would be thinking that they're being funny when really they're just being rude. Because I remember Trish ended up saying something really transphobic in one of the episodes. It was the episode where she went on a date with this guy. And she had a new boyfriend every so often, y'all. That's one thing about her arc I actually kind of like because that is realistic to, like, teenage relationships. They always got a new boyfriend. But Trish, her that dude was like saying the most transphobic stuff, and I was just like, the fact that this got approved, this is not good. But Trish's character, I would just throw it away altogether, just make her into a new person, because I just couldn't stand it. Now, this is another issue. I think this may be the last probable Austin and Ally that I would rewrite because it just was not. It was not hidden. Austin got famous entirely too quickly for my liking. The purpose of Austin and Ally is like a show of young musicians, a group of teenagers still trying to find themselves and, pursue their careers and, film, music, all of that, entertainment. That's what Austin and Ally is. And these kids, I'm pretty sure the show started off when they were about like 15 and 16 years old. They were fairly young. You don't know yourself at that age, okay? I thought I knew myself at that age. I did not. I still had so much growing up to do. This was just too much for them. Like, this was just too much for them because I remember there was even an episode about how Austin was getting badass grades, and that's because he wasn't doing his work. He was taking care of music and being famous and this and that and the third. And I get it. Austin and Ally, the show starts off about Austin going viral on the internet, and because of that, he's like a global teen heartthrob, pop sensation, teeny bopper. Like, that's literally what the purpose of his character is. But I feel like they could have went about it in a bit of a different approach because I was like, why is he? Because I remember one of his goals was that he wanted to perform at the New Year's, New Year's Eve up in New York. I always forget what it's called, but that's what he wanted to do because he said, when I get that, that means I made it. It happened a little too soon. It happened too soon. I don't know. I was talking about this with somebody. I'm pretty sure it was my sister, but I was like, if the show ended with him doing that New Year's Eve performance, that would have been like a good series finale. Like that would have been bomb because that would have been like what he was working up to the entire show, and it would have made the build up be so much better. Austin and Ellie should have been more of a slow burn, in my opinion, because it kind of got overwhelming watching season one, where Austin was constantly booking gig after gig after gig after gig after gig after gig, and was getting all these attentions from these people and this and that and the third. And I was just like, this is moving too fast. It's too much for him at his young age. They should have like, I understand the prior purpose of the show is his video going viral, but a lot of times when it comes to viral sensations, yeah, some of them are quickly to get that brand deal. Like y'all know that little Cash Me Outside girl, Danielle Broccoli. She got so much stuff after her appearance on Dr. Phil and this and that and the third, but it was nothing like how Austin was, okay? Like Austin booked busy sponsorship, this and that and the third. It was crazy. It just happened too soon. Like he was so young. It was new to all of him. Dez didn't know what to do either. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. Trish didn't know what was going on. Allie was just trying to not be nervous all the time. Like it was just so chaotic with him getting all of those opportunities so quickly and so fastly, and him having to push aside his other obligations for those. It was just kind of overbearing to a certain point. It became like too much. And I feel like the show was heavily based on musical performances. Like it had a whole soundtrack. The purpose of Austin and Ally was to sell music. I get it. They wanted to keep having performances and this and that and the third, but it just, like I said, you could have had that, but it could have been for more smaller events and that, and then gradually work your way up to that, because they did that a bit in season one, and then next thing you know, it was just constant gig after gig after gig after gig, and I was just like, this is kind of annoying, and I can't do it. I can't. It's getting irritating. Calm down, show. Calm down. It's like the show just had a really bad pacing problem. It's like everything was just in your face. It was happening so quickly. They constantly introduced stuff and then quickly got rid of it. And I understand that because it's a sitcom. But then that shit would come up again later on down the lines. It's just, it felt like too much. Like it was overwhelmingly too much. And that's why the show just kind of just did not age well. It wasn't great to begin with, like in the time period that it came out. But now that I'm older and I am in college and am learning more about writing and the importance of having better pacing and whatnot, sometimes you have to slow things down in order for the audience to take them in. Because let me tell you this, Austin and Ally, I didn't like how they got together. I didn't want them together. No, I did not want them to. I did not want them together. I didn't. I did not. Like, in theory, yes. But, like, when it actually became canon, no. And mind you, like, Austin and Ally was out when I was, like, 8th grade, 9th grade. I shipped it. I get it. I read a whole bunch of fics of them, like, pretending today, and today actually falling in love and whatnot. Like, I understand that. Like, there's just certain things I like in theory, but when it's actually executed, it's a disappointment. That's how I felt with Austin and Ally. Like, them being together in theory was cute, but when it actually happened, it was just like, I'm not seeing the chemistry here. Like, Austin and Ally had more chemistry together as friends than they did as lovers. Like, did nobody else fucking see that? I don't know. It just felt very awkward. And their relationship drama was just so fucking irritating to the point where I would just be speeding through the show because I'm like, I can't do this. And I hate the way it ended. I'm sorry. I fucking hate that ending. Oh my gosh. Austin and Ally's ending gotta be up there with the Parkers. With like worst series finales ever. Like, what do you mean this is Austin and Ally's love story? Like, no, get the fuck out. I absolutely despise the way this series ended. It just was not great. It wasn't great. The show had great potential. Like, we're gonna go ahead and close it up now, okay? The show had great potential. I enjoyed it when I enjoyed it, but the issues there kind of overwhelm it. I'm tired of people trying to say, it don't matter if the show bad, it's a kid show. No, kids deserve better things too, because when I was a kid, I saw all these fucking issues and I couldn't fucking stand it. Like, I was tired of it. Like, it became irritated, and that's why it's so hard for me to go back and rewatch it now, to the point where I'm just like, you know what? If I want to reminisce about Austin and Ally, I'll go listen to the soundtrack. Okay, I'll go look at the little clips. That's what I do. I can't rewatch the show because it just aged very poorly. I enjoy Austin and Ally. I love what they did for me at that time period in my life. But yeah, pack it up. If they do an Austin and Ally reboot, please take my notes on what I said. Slow it down. Slow down the pacing, please. That was just the main overall issue with this show. Like, it was whitewashed as hell. It could be racist to a certain extent. It could be very offensive without even realizing it. And it was just rushed. Like, they just needed to sit down, reevaluate. It had the potential to be a much better show, but it was not. In conclusion, this is the rewrite of Austin and Ally. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. You enjoyed this, sorry. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all of that. I'm still having a sale going on for my website, harriyannahook.com. Everything is 50% off until Tuesday. It is the big Labor Day weekend sale. Really, really appreciate it. Every little bit counts. I also offer videos on my Ko-fi. Uh, Most videos are about $2.50 because I know a lot of you guys don't want to go on Patreon, but you guys still want to see those videos. I have them for a very fairly priced on Ko-fi. Please go down there and check that out if you would like. Don't forget to follow me on everything. Don't forget to check out the progenies. Donate to our GoFundMe if you can, so we can make new and more episodes. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a good night.
Get to this point in my life, I'm blowing up. So don't hate, just congratulate. The Powerpuff Girls will just blow your mind.